We still have some snow behind Rogers. It's just one of those days. I have been talking to you. I showed you the snow, and then I turned the camera off, set it up on my purse, and I've been talking to you for maybe 5 minutes, and then my camera beeped to let me know that I wasn't recording. It does that if I don't have the camera plugged in, but I think it's like a 5-minute delay. I have to learn to change that if there's a way, because that was a lot for nothing. And it is. It's the way this day is going. I'm in a slump, and the reason that has happened is because my life got so changed there for a little bit. I took a trip, I had a frenzy, and then my computers went out of whack, and I even had trouble today with my newest one. My number 3 attempt at replacing my old computer. Out of the blue, it decided it wasn't going to recognize my USB drives at all. And I ended up, and I do a lot of things. I look things up, and, I was like, hey, it's got to be something. I ended up shutting down, and then it did this slow poke update bullshit. I hate updates because they usually break things. That's my experience anyway. But at least the USB worked after, and I'm like, oh man, I just, But anyway, I needed to get out of the house. Oh yeah, so I was like, wanting to do something with sewing. Now, I don't think I've been at my sewing machine for like 2 weeks. And that's what happens if I get out of a routine. I end up like not knowing how to go back to it, and then that like bothers me. It's like, oh my God, I don't have the feeling of wanting to do that. Yet I know I want to do that, but the feeling isn't there. So, and it's hot. It's actually hot. It's only 65, but with the sun beating down upon me, I have to have the air conditioner on. I think this might be my first air conditioner car vlog this season, this year. I don't know. I might have had it on by now because, to me, like anything above 40. So I ran to Rogers. I wasn't in the mood to go out. I thought, I'm just going to jump in the car and take one little ride and just go home. I wasn't even going to bring my camera. But then I was like, if I'm going out, I should go pick up some ground beef because I need some. So I did, and I grabbed my camera, of course. So I got my 10 pounds of ground beef, and they had one London broil out on sale for $2.99. I grabbed that. And today is deli ham day at $2.49 per pound. I got 3 pounds of that in 1 pound packages, so I can pop 2 in the freezer. And I want to sew something. One sad thing is my new computers don't have, none of the new ones that I bought had, the first one did, a CD, disk drive, or whatever. So I can't put my very, very old Printmaster CD, or is it a DVD? I'm so stupid when it comes to those things. I can't put that in, and so I can't use that. So I can't do the quilt board anymore. So I don't feel like doing the quilt blocks. And ironically, I started that series because I wanted to just do some quilt blocks. Simple, quick, and easy. I wanted it to be my 2-minute video series. But then I got into putting it on the quilt board, and so then it went from wanting to be a very short series to a series that would take me like 2 to 3 hours to design those quilts on that quilt board, which wasn't quilting software, and it was making me sick. I mean, I was starting to get to the point where, I wanted to do it because I liked doing it, but then, after an hour and a half in, I was I want to be done doing this. So I really just cause myself too much work sometimes. Even though I knew this computer didn't have that drive that I needed, I know I could buy an external one, but I don't want to do that just to upload this ancient program that I'm spending too much time on anyway. So I might just look for some other program. I'm sure there's even probably a free program out there for designing things that works better than the old Printmaster. Or I can look into different quilting software, quilt designing software. But that doesn't help me for right now. And then I wanted to do upcycled fashions, but oh my God, this is terrible. Am I really going to tell this very boring story that nobody would be able to relate to? I will. My clothes racks. I love the clothes racks. When I saw that price and the good reviews, I went ahead and ordered 2, and I thought, I probably have enough upcycled clothing for 2. So I put the first one together, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so I did the second one on a video, which was yesterday's video. But then, now that they're in my house, it's like, I really don't have the room for 2. I barely have room for 1. And then I thought, oh, but I need them. I want so much to find a reason to keep both, but I can't really, because I thought, you know, I don't have to have all the upcycled clothing hanging on there at the same time, and I could just keep some in a box, like next to the rack or on the, you know, the base of that rack, and, you know, and just, have enough to work with and not have to have the 2 racks. But now I have formed a connection with the rack. But then I absolutely hate bringing anything new into my house that I don't absolutely need or want. I just can't take that. I don't want more than I absolutely need. And I don't feel like taking it all apart and returning it. And now, because I'm suffering that dilemma, I don't feel like doing the upcycled fashions right now. Can you imagine the things that I let bother me? I mean, it's not that I let it bother me, it just bothers me. I can't control that, and it just can alter my entire mood because I'm having a hoarder issue with a fucking clothes rack, because my hoarder tendencies wants to keep it. I want to keep it, but I know I probably do not need it, and I don't want anything else in my house that I don't need. It's enough that I have a house full of shit that I don't need, and I just don't want to add to that. I'm willing to put all that on the back burner. I just don't want to add to it. So I really think I should just put it back in the box and return it, and then regret it for the rest of my life. That's why I hate to shop for things. I don't know. I can't even believe I bothered to tell you that story. But this is the reason I'm in this mood. I'm in a funk over a fucking clothes rack. You know, I just don't know. It bothers me that I can't let go of things. It just does. And that's why I always say, please don't send me, please don't send me personal things, because it's like it's there. It was a gift. That means I now own it, and it makes me sick that I have something in my house that I probably don't want or need. I always say, if I want or need something, I will buy it. Some of you think, oh, well, she needs that because you think I don't have it, and that it's for some reason I just don't buy it for myself. It's because I don't want it, or the need isn't enough for me to warrant going through the hassle of making a purchase. You know, I do get stuff in the mail, and you know, oh my God. All right, I better stop talking because I pissed patrons off enough yesterday. Some. I know how to make patrons run away, because I get very personal and very honest. I mean, I'm honest here, but I guess I open up about other things that are touchy to people, and I make them fly away, and I feel good because it means that I have accomplished something. I was able to say what I wanted, and I love knowing that I can survive. I can say what I want, and people can leave, and I'm not going to crumble and fall apart. But it still is, it's just a hard thing to get used to, being open and honest about myself. And But again, I just don't know. And it's when I'm in funks like this that those kind of things come to the surface. So I should just go home, don't you think? I think so. I'm going to go home and upload this video, and I have actually started putting a couple things together for the Fabric Frenzy, but I'm kind of in a slump about that too, because I really have to change the way I sell things, or like what I sell. I love doing the little, the little pre-cuts and the small lots of like 4 fat quarters, but I've got to tell you that if normally I've had people shop and like there's like a bunch of people, but that they will order a bunch of things, so that makes the shipping worth it. Like if I were to sell everything individually and that it was all going to a different address, I'd lose my fucking shirt with the shipping charges. But I count on, multiple things going to one address. Now, I'm not saying that I want people to order more. That has nothing to do with it. I just have to change the way I'm selling, what I'm selling, because this last time I had way more single orders, and, like, if I'm selling a thing of pre-cuts for $2.25, the shipping for most of those was like $1.75, plus the eBay fees, plus the PayPal fees, plus the actual cost of the fabric. So I did not only not make anything on those, I lost money on those. But yes, I make up for it in other ways, but still, it just seems like very self-defeating. It kind of takes the joy out of it a little bit, cutting and spending the time I spend doing all this. So I'm in a funk about that too. It's like I want to be able to offer the little things, but and it was okay on my blog when I could keep the prices as low as possible because I didn't have the eBay fees to worry about, but I can't do it on my blog, and because they sell too quick and we oversell, so we just know we can't do that. I still want to look into WooCommerce and have a blog set up like that, but I can almost promise you that no matter who is, what third party is using the PayPal buttons, can almost promise you they're going to oversell. eBay ended up overselling one item. Luckily, it was like the quarter yard cuts, and when I count that, I kind of count generous, so I know I have at least that much. So I ended up having an extra quarter yard. The last 2 people, I can't remember if they both ordered a quarter yard or whatever, but I needed an extra quarter yard and I had it, so I did not have to refund that person. But the fact is that eBay oversold. They ordered at the exact same time, within the same second. So it can happen, and if it can happen with eBay, I don't think WooCommerce is going to solve my problems, or Shopify, or any of those sites. And I know people are like, oh yes, they work great, but I don't know if those people have ever had 20 people jumping on one item within the first 3 seconds that I put it up there. I would need somebody to tell me that they do that. If somebody could tell me that they've done that exact scenario, then I would tend to believe it, but I don't know. I gotta go home. I didn't even want to bring my camera out, and now I can't stop talking. I'll get out of this. I just need to make a decision about the clothing rack. I need to just get back to the sewing machine and start. And I gotta look for a program. See, it would be nice to have something better than the Printmaster I was using, because it would not take so long, but I just don't know. I just don't feel like, looking at other things right now. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go. How's that sound? I think it's a good idea. I will be back with more soon, whether you like it or not. Thanks so much for watching. I completely forgot. I wanted to give a shout out to the cashier at Rogers. Hello, I did not ask her name, but she watches YouTube and she hears me talk about Rogers while I'm here in my car. So I wanted to say hi to her. I don't know how to say hi because I'm infantile. But anyway, it was just, you know, I always go through the same thing when somebody says they watch me. And she started saying something like, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube. And I was like, oh no, do I hide? Do I run and hide? That's how I feel inside, because I never know, should I say thank you or I'm sorry? But anyway, that was cool. And that's it. So hi to the cashier, and I'm sorry that I didn't get your name. And I'll just be back with more soon. Bye.